Friday night. It is Friday night. Look, it's like a public service announcement, everybody. It's Friday. Permission granted, not that you need it, to pour a gin of whatever size, of whatever you like. A gin, a vodka, a rum, liqueur. Who cares who's judging? Not me. Hello. Welcome to Friday. Just like a general introduction to Friday. And also, remember yesterday, I demonstrated, I think you'd be proud of me, quite a lot of self-restraint. Thank you. Because what I got to do is to unbox this. Look at my items. Some of them have been consumed. I appreciate that looks really skanky. Just like half a box of chocolates on the side, but nice to meet you. I'm Kate. I got to open like the box, but not the liquid. Well, guess what, Friday night people? Yeah, we're going to drink it. And not the whole bottle because that is selfish. And unhealthy and crazy things like that. Hi Kirsten. Hello everybody. Hello, nice to see you. What are you doing? What's your weekend looking like? Are we bonfiring it? Are you watching me on quiet with the fireworks? What are you doing? So we have got the Black Shuck Distillery team here with us on the side, and they're going to join us. And Brenda might join us as well. Brenda, hello, lovely. We've got a member with us. So let's add the Black Shuck Distillery team on, and we're going to do a tasting. Hi, team.
Hi, guys.
Hi. So we are streaming live on all of the Sip and Share pages and on Intergin because this amazing bottle. I feel like I should have this as a tattoo, and I've not even drank it yet. Do you know what I mean? It's got like a tattoo vibe. Please tell me, Patrick, you have a tattoo of it.
Where? I couldn't honestly say where. So yes.
Oh, exciting. We get to, hello Sheila, we get to try it this evening because you are Intergin's November box, Black Shuck. So Brenda's going to come on as well. Let me see if I can add Brenda. Brenda, if I take you off mid-flow, just go, hello, lovely.
Hello, hi.
Right, Brenda, I'm going to love you and I'm also going to leave you because what this means is because all three of us are on, I can't see the Black Shuck team. So you can say, I love you. And goodbye, I'm going to remove you, but you can listen. You can listen. She's there. Sorry, darling. Right then, Patrick and Sarah. Now, I can't talk for too long because I want to pour it. But whilst I pour it, tell us a bit about Black Shuck Distillery and who you guys are and what it is that we have here, please, if you don't mind.
Go on.
Okay, so good evening and thank you for having us tonight with you in your living rooms or wherever you may be. I'm Sarah, this is Patrick, we are Black Shuck. We set up Black Shuck Distillery back in 2011. We had the idea to start our own business along with our young children, well they were teenagers at the time, and then we actually really got the ball rolling in 2012. We have, because of that, 10 years of business, we have a range of, I think I've lost count today, about 17 products and counting.
I think we made it 18 with the launch this week, actually.
What are you going to launch this week? Yeah, congratulations on your launch.
Thank you.
Pistachio.
Cacao and pistachio, indeed. Yeah, that's gone down very well. Yeah, tonight we're really talking about the white label gin, our London Dry classic gin that we took inspiration from our lovely Norfolk coast. So the signature botanicals, Norfolk lavender and sea buckthorn, have gone into this particular gin.
I like sea buckthorn in particular. I'm a big fan of sea buckthorn.
Absolutely. Can I tell you a story?
Yes, tell me whilst I pour it. I've got no measure. Please don't judge.
We do love a story here at Black Shuck. Sea buckthorn, the Latin name for sea buckthorn is Hippophae rhamnoides, which means makes horses' hair shine. And back hundreds of years ago, soldiers would be out with their horses. Yeah, indeed. Look, yeah, I was grey for this. Soldiers would be out with their horses at war, and ultimately the horses would become unfit for purpose, and the soldiers allowed the horses to roam free and die a natural death. So imagine their astonishment when just weeks or months later the horses returned full of health and vigour and with shiny coats. And they discovered it was because they had been grazing on the Hippophae rhamnoids, sea buckthorn, makes horses' hair shine. You heard it here first.
I certainly did, brings them back to life. So what we're saying is your gin brings animals back to life. That's the
absolutely.
And gives us healthy, shiny hair. Yeah, without bathing in it, we can just consume it.
It definitely needs to be consumed. Yeah.
God, my mane will transform. I did read that you started when you started the business, it was like a family affair. And I must admit, it said, I can't remember where I read it. Maybe it was in the newsletter, the Ginserian newsletter, and it said about your children getting involved. And because I have a 7 and a 9-year-old, I just assumed your children were young children when they started. I thought, yes, we've got toddlers doing this. We're raising a generation of gin drinkers and gin makers. But they were a little bit older than my lot.
They were a little bit older. I think the eldest were where we are 17, 15, and 13 at the time. And Leanne, our eldest, she was the one that actually drew our logo. So when we decided we wanted to have Black Shuck as our brand, we gave her a pencil, sat her in the corner, and then 10 minutes later she brought back this image, which has hardly changed. So we have been since told by various marketing companies it's worth hundreds of thousands of pounds, but please don't tell Leanne that, because we've yet to pay her. But when we first started, they certainly all got involved. Whether it was sort of set, the whole idea of doing this in the first place was, yes, we enjoyed gin, and yes, we enjoyed making gin, but we also wanted to run a small business at the time while Sarah and I were both working. And the sort of the inspiration was to do gin, and indeed slow gin to start with, but it was also to sort of do something with the children to show them how to set up a business and sort of inspire them to go off and do whatever they wanted to do anyway. And it was to that end that we sort of said, right, you need to get involved in the accounts, you need to get involved in the business planning, you need to get involved in the recipe development even, So they actually got involved in everything at sort of every stage. And I think one thing, Kate, to remember with your children being involved and actually doing things useful, there is an optimum age, and I think it's around about. There's only about, I'm not quite sure what age it is, but it's for only about 3 months long, really. So when you do find they want to sort of get on and do something with you, take full advantage, because it won't be too long because they go the other way and become too old and interested in other things. But no, they do still do. They're off doing their own careers now, but they do. They always chip in, normally on social media stuff.
Yeah.
And they see the parents doing something wrong, and they send a message. You really shouldn't say that. What you should do this, and you should do that, you should do the other. So they always like to sort of, if you like, stake claim to their hand in the business still.
That's what children will always do. So wait a minute, they're in their early 20s now, early and mid 20s. Yeah. So TikTok is big. Is Black Shuck on TikTok? Have you got dad talk going on? Are you doing any of the dances on TikTok with your children?
I think that's something for 2022.
I think this is development. We'll workshop it. We'll workshop Project 19.
So, have you opened your gin yet? Have you had a drink, Kate? Or can we have one?
Please do. Otherwise, I'll just selfishly sit here and drink the whole thing. It has such a warm, such a nice mouthfeel. So we've got what was the lavender? Something lavender. What did you say?
It's Norfolk lavender. So it's if you know North Norfolk at all, up at Heacham is the Norfolk lavender main place where it's all grown, and it's, as I say, it's local to us. And when we were looking for local botanicals, we went through a whole range of different things from up in the North Norfolk coast. It was really just finding two key ones that sort of married together and came well together, reacted well in the still together. And as you say, sea buckthorn, really, really nice, lovely sort of burnt orange notes to it. And then you've got the floral note of the Norfolk lavender. Now, if anyone's ever been around their grandmother's house and found something in her drawer, they'll know lavender can be quite overpowering. So we did have to have a number of trials as we were gradually toning down the lavender to make sure it was still present, but not sort of overpowering from everything else. So while I'm talking, I've got the ice in the glass, because absolutely you should have a nice chilled glass to start. And I take it your gin's been in the fridge or freezer?
Gin's been in the fridge, yeah, and it's a lovely, very nice, and I'm already sipping it neat.
Now, as I say, with the sea buckthorn, the idea of the garnish is to bring to the fore botanicals that always aren't necessarily coming to the fore themselves straight away. So we always say the Norfolk lavender will look after itself, and the idea is to bring the sea buckthorn through the fore. So we use the zest of orange rather than the whole orange. The whole orange being much sweeter, the zest of orange being like a bitter orange. And indeed, the bitter orange is another botanical which we have in the gin to support the sea buckthorn to come through. So zest your orange over the glass, and you start to get the beautiful aromas of the zest of orange and indeed the sea buckthorn already coming through into the glass. Then we'll get the all-important gin. We've got these lovely little measures here. Jiggers, okay. They're maybe not easy to see, but there is a sort of Black Shuck brand on here. And it's way up. In other words, it's not that way up. Okay. So it's designed to always serve a double.
I was going to say, so Patrick, when you had them branded, did you also have them specially made to serve like a 70 milliliter, or did you stick with a classic 50 and 25?
Really, you're getting really complicated now. No, it's a simple double. Okay. A simple double of 50. The other one is a 25, but I just think it's a stand, so it stands on the table nicely. All right. And we had this conversation: how much tonic to have in your gin? And a certain company, Fever Tree, will say, "Was it 3 parts? Yeah. 3 to 1," which is really interesting when they serve in 200 ml bottles. Because you've got 50 ml. So I always tend to go 2 to 1. Okay. So we'll have a 50 ml, we'll have 100 ml of tonic. And then if it was just mine, then I would have that 100 ml of tonic afterwards on its own to refresh my palate before I then go on to the next gin and tonic. Anyway, so you've got your gin in. We recommend with the white label the Indian tonic, but everybody has their preference, and we're always happy to hear of other preferences that people might have. So I will put mine in, and in true form,
Sarah's going neat.
I'll ask Sarah to try her gin first, because you'll want to do that and decide how much tonic she wants to add.
That's enough, Sarah. Just calm down.
And then we'll have a quick drink, say cheers, and we'll carry on.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Friday night.
Happy Friday, happy weekend, happy bonfire weekend. So, was this white label? Because you keep calling it the white label. Does that tell me that everything else in your range has a different? Do you give us a little bit of a generation game? Have you got anything else there you can show? Let's compare.
So it's a good question. Why do you call it white label? Because when we first started this business, we were going to make a gin. Hence, it's called Black Shuck Gin on the label, and it has a white label. And then we decided, well, let's make another one.
Yeah.
So
classic.
we made another one called Blush Gin.
Pink
hence,
label.
Hence the blush colour.
Here we go. This is you've got 17 or 18 products.
Yeah, then we made another one called Passion Gin. Where's the next one, Sarah?
You could go Ignite next.
Then we made another one called Ignite Gin, Navy Strength, 57.15. Interesting to note, the same botanicals as the white label you've got tonight, but because it's stronger, brings out different flavours within the botanical range. So whilst we're distilling and we're developing a recipe, once we've got the recipe, we then have to decide what strength to serve it at to bring out the particular botanicals we want to bring out. So that's the Ignite one. And we could go out, and there's lovely EAAA. So that's what we call our charity gins. That's our Whirly Bird gin from to support East Anglia Ambulance. So what we do with that, instead of just handing over a cheque or taking money from someone else to give to East Anglia Ambulance, we say that every bottle we sell, we donate £4 of our profit to East Anglia Ambulance. And we launched it back in 2020, £4. Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's good.
We've currently sold 2,020 bottles, so we've just donated a cheque for £8,080. So,
and when you're not, Patrick, when you're not donating money through the bottle, you're sending Sarah out to hit the roads, because you are currently running to raise money for charity, which we need to get the link. So as soon as you have it, please drop it to an email. I'll put it on the relevant places.
Lovely.
You're raising money for East Ambulance. That's your chosen charity.
That's right, the East Anglian Air Ambulance. Yeah, thanks for that mention, Kate. Back in February, about May this year, after a strange conversation, I found myself signed up to do Couch to 5K. In fact, it was a 10-week program. Week 1 went very well because I was in the pub because I'd already arranged to meet a friend for week 1. So week 2, I turned up feeling full of confidence, thinking, oh, it's great, doesn't matter, I missed week 1. Boy, oh boy, did I struggle. We were given homework to do, and we had to run continuously for 2 minutes. After 1 minute 50, I was on the floor, collapsed in a heap. So running was definitely not my thing. Yet I've just signed up to run 50 miles in the month of November. So
in the dark, just as the weather turns bad.
Yeah.
It gets dark in the evening and it's crappy and dark in the morning. You go, I don't know, I really care about it. I just sell gin. I think I'll go for a run.
Just for a little run. So last night I ran 3 miles in the rain and the dark with my head torch, all good. So yeah, it's going to be a big challenge, but I'm determined. We'll get there.
So tell us the flavour profile of Whirlybird.
Okay, good question. So Whirlybird, we actually developed the recipe with the crew and the paramedics and the volunteers and the staff. We sat them down. We had a lovely tasting panel with them. Out of that, they were really keen on using blueberry as a botanical. So we started to build a recipe around that as a nice base. But we wanted a second signature botanical to go with that. And as you're starting to gather, we do like a story. So we'd already decided to call this gin Whirlybird gin. Whirlybird, like the nickname for a helicopter.
Yeah.
Now, as a child, we used to get the little seedlings that you'd throw up and would twiddle down. And we used to call those whirlybirds. And they are the seedlings of the sycamore tree or the maple tree. So we'd thought that maybe maple would be a good second botanical. So you're looking at blueberry and maple for the Whirlybird gin.
Never, of everything we've got on Sip and Share in the past kind of 18 months, I've never heard of, well, I've heard of blueberry, but not maple or maple. But maple is listed as one of the top botanicals. Then it's not just like a sly addition.
That's right. Yeah, it's a signature botanical, so you definitely get the aroma and the taste of the maple in there. It's really good.
I'm always
a warming, mellow note to it.
Oh, nice. I'm always interested in what distillers did before they bought their 30-litre still, and there tends to be some themes. But can you share with us? It was a while ago now for you guys. I guess you've been doing this full time for how long has this been full time for you for?
That's a good question.
So we started in 2011. I went down to part time in 2015. I then came off I was full time retired, 2016, and Sarah followed me in 2017. So yeah, I mean, and it was a great thing to be able to do, actually. You know, I mean, we before, what did we do before? So Sarah was a maths teacher. Yeah.
Secondary maths. So you can imagine we have plenty of spreadsheets and data for absolutely everything still.
Patience as well. If you're a teacher, life. What about you, Pat?
I loved it, I have to say. I wouldn't have given it up for anything else.
Other than gin, which I think a lot of teachers stuff for gin.
And I was a national trail officer for the Norfolk Coast Path and the Pellers Way.
So you guys know the area, so you were kind of
So I was walking all the footpaths where Black Shuck was. Hence that really where it bore out of, really. And at the time I was also picking sloes for Slow Gin, which was one of our earlier products as well.
So 10 years, spending 10 years doing this, you know, I think, and this is in a positive way, you're the oldest, most established is what I should go with rather than the oldest distiller that I've spoken to. You know the absolute boom of the past 5 years in particular, and then during lockdown. So what is it? This is a bit of a businessy question, I guess, in a way. What is it that you think has made Black Shuck last 10 years, nearly 11 years, because that's not normal in a nice way. That's, you know, for a craft distiller, that's not normal. So what do you think? Well, how has it got the staying power?
I think several things. I think first of all, the fact that we were set up well before the kind of the boom came, so we were already in a really good position. I think our brand helps. We've got a good reputation both in Norfolk and beyond. I think above all of that, the reason it's still going is not just because people still buy our products, but because we still want to do it, and that's because we just love it. We're really passionate about it. We have a lot of fun, which is probably reflected in the kind of 17, 18, 19 products, because we just keep playing and creating. And while we keep doing that, you know, while we're still enjoying it, we'll keep doing it. And I think that passion just shows through. I think that's people buy from people, and hopefully they like our story as well as our gin.
I think you're right, and because we're passionate about it, because we love doing new ideas, it's all about having a good quality product as well. You know, because as lovely as the bottles are, and we could sell water in these bottles if we sold it once. But if somebody wanted a really nice gin, you know, it's got to be a good quality gin in that bottle, then to buy the second bottle. And
So
we always.
No, I was going to agree with you and say on this and talk actually a bit about the bottle, and the genuine question is if you do have that as a tattoo. Talk to us about the bottle, because obviously very distinctive and entirely personalized. You know, you made a brave move there. All of the products in the same bottle, I presume, and tell us a bit about this.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I mean, when we started back in 2011, we did not have this bottle. We had a standard cylindrical bottle. The first year we made 300 bottles. So, and do you want to guess how many bottles you have to buy when you have a bespoke bottle made?
I'm gonna go with at least 5,000.
Yeah, you possibly could find somebody to make you 5,000. We haven't ever found anybody. We typically have 30,000 bottles made at a time.
Now that is confidence in the brand, in the business, in the product. That is a very tangible. I'm a business owner. That is a very tangible view of risk and going, we're in for it. 30,000 bottles. Are they made in France? Are they French bottles? Where are they made?
In Italy. But I would just add to that. It also comes in 3 sizes. So that's 90,000.
Oh my God! So it's not your 30,000 split. It's 30,000.
So it's 30,000 the 70 cl and circa. Well, it's a bit different with the heart, actually, isn't it?
But sometimes it's more.
Sometimes more with the half bottles. Yes. Yeah.
So it's basically at the glass manufacturer, it's a day's worth of a run, because they don't start a new run within a day. So yeah.
But the reason we did it in the first place, Kate, was, you know, when we first were thinking of the idea, was we wanted to ensure that we could always lay our hands on a bottle, because no matter how good our gin is, if we haven't got a bottle to put it in, we can't sell it.
Yeah.
And you know, what we were beginning to find when we were first having bottles that we were taking, if you like, off the shelf, when we put an order in, the manufacturers say, yeah, absolutely fine. And then they ring us up a couple of weeks later and say, I'm really sorry, Diageo's just put an order in, you're pushed back 6 months. So that's when we said, okay, so if we are serious about this business, we always need to have a bottle to put it in. Let's rethink. Let's have a sort of a business idea, and let's think about what we need to do. And that's sort of where it bore from, really. Don't worry. 30,000 scared us when we first put the order in.
We've just had another 30,000 delivered a couple of weeks ago, so we're all right for a little while. You'd be pleased to know.
So tell us about your setup then. Can people visit you? Are you at home? Are you've got a site? Tell us about what's going on down there in Norfolk and Black Shuck site-wise.
Sure. We very much welcome visitors to the distillery. Sometimes people ask if they can come for a tour, which does make us smile, because we are quite a small site. We are a small distillery, and it would take longer to make a cup of tea than to walk around the whole place. But nevertheless, no, people are really welcome to come and visit. They can sit at our bar and drink with us for as long as they want. We tend to book people in for 90-minute visits. 4.5 hours is not uncommon, though.
Actually, I will just add before everyone gets excited and starts coming down here tomorrow by appointment.
Yeah.
Okay, especially at the moment, because then what we can do is a group who know each other can all come, and they know that we will just be seeing them, or we'll just be looking after them, and they won't be a part of 20 or 30 people ambling around trying to listen to somebody over the noise of 20 other people. So it's a very sort of personal tour, if you like, or experience. Yeah. We are at home. This is home as well, you know. And I think one of the ideas when we were first sort of developing the business, it was so much more convenient to do it at home. Especially we had Sarah's mum living with us with Alzheimer's for 8 years, so it sort of allowed us to be able to look after her and sort of be able to sort of work the business. And when we sort of first started and Sarah was still out of work, it then allowed me to cook her tea as well for when she got home from work. So it is all sort of it was sort of just very useful for us to have at home. And then we started in a single garage, which is what we're currently sitting in now, which is slightly more in the garage now. And then we extended out that away. You see, says that way, you can't tell, with a double garage. And then we put another double garage on the front of it. So that gives you sort of a rough idea. 2.5 double garages is the business next to our house. And a lot of people sort of say, God, do you really want to always have the business on your doorstep and always be thinking about the business? And we say, quite frankly, we enjoy doing it so much, we're always thinking about the business anyway. Even if it was half an hour down the road, we would still be thinking about the business when we're sitting at home. And the great thing is we get up in the morning, we have breakfast and we're straight at work. And when we finish work, we're straight home with our feet up with a gin and tonic.
Yeah, exactly. I think when it's your own business, you're thinking about it anyway. So the fact that you had to add in a 40-minute drive to get to it, I'd be annoyed. I just think it's much easier.
That's time wasted.
It's not uncommon for Pat to come down in the morning, go out to the distillery section, pop the still on for the day's distillation, and then come back in and have breakfast, and then go back out again. So it's just so easy.
It'll take about an hour and a half for the still to warm up to temperature. So yeah, absolutely.
So what we know from this, Patrick and Sarah, is that as if and when a sip and share, because we've been to a couple of distillers, we're going to another one in Herefordshire at the end of November, the end of this month, a group of us. So when we come to yours, if there's like 10 of us, we could Airbnb it nearby, go to the pub, and come and we'll just pull up round your table, to be honest. I'll bring some chicken eggs. We'll just join in. We'll cook.
Yeah. Really? You'd be so welcome.
What, join in with the bottling and the labelling? Yeah, you'd be very welcome.
You know full well that a group of us, we'd do it for the gram, right? We'd take some pictures, I make you a couple of reels. Any more after that, when it starts to get into actual work, we'll reverse. So, I've got to ask the question. So you have 18 in your range now, and you've just launched the new one yesterday, which is very recently this week, which has gone really well. If you were to have 18 children, which one of your children is your favorite? You know, people say to me, it's like picking your favorite child, and I go, yes, I know, we all have a favorite. She's called Poppy. Which not true. It's
well, I'll say first. I mean, don't worry, I'm really fickle. I would just go for the newborn every time.
So the pistachio and cacao is the new flavour, literally the flavour of the month, is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you, Sarah?
It is an impossible question, and it is the same one as asking me to choose my children. All I can tell you is, like, the slow gin will always have a real place in my heart because that's where we started. White label gin. There is nothing I ever want to change about that gin. I'm so happy we spent 2 years developing the recipe and getting it right. And for me, it's absolute perfection. And it will never let me down. You know, sometimes you're not sure which flavour you fancy, but I can always go to that and know it's always going to hit the spot.
I get that from this gin. I can understand it's like, you know what you're going to get. It's reliable. It doesn't need a garnish. The garnish is lovely. It can handle anything. Like no one is going to be disappointed. In fact, everyone's going to be happy, and that's what I think there was in response to this intergin box. A lot of people going, "Oh my god, amazing bottle! and it holds its own. It's a beautiful gin, lovely mouthfeel, winner. No fuss, not complicated. It's I get that.
Absolutely. Having said that, sometimes when people ask me that question, I reflect on what I've poured sort of most of in the last week or 2 weeks when I've visited our own home bar. And I have to say it has been the cacao and pistachio this last week or so, just because I think I'm still fascinated by it because it's so different and I'm still kind of exploring those experiences. And in fact, we've started playing. I think it's got so much potential, the cacao and pistachio with mixers and cocktails and so on. So we need to come back another night and do that with you.
Yeah, well, we did have a little chat, and we're going to figure out. I think basically everybody. I think they're going to come to sip a chair. Because that sounds very exciting, and I feel I can look at my Shopify list, and I can almost match now products and people and go, oh yeah, stuff that's interesting, stuff that's different. It's always enjoyable to try new things. Out of your 18, before we let everyone get on with their evening as well as you, out of your 18, are they all full strength gins, or do you have liqueurs, or just explain that portfolio a little bit for me?
Okay.
Before we explain the portfolio, in your boxes, your craft gin boxes, let me just grab a box off the shelf. Normally, our bottles of gin come in beautiful presentation boxes as well. This means that if you're buying it as a gift, it's beautiful to wrap, but also it gives us the opportunity to put lots of information on the back.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So these are really lovely. Now, unfortunately, when Nick was organising your craft gin club boxes, because it's a bit more complicated for him packing everything, he couldn't make the box, which is why we added in your box of coasters. Now, the coasters will demonstrate quite a few elements. So the square ones will be, I think, 15 out of the range. We've added a couple since then. And then the circular ones are just some cocktail ideas. So that'll give you a bit of an idea. Do you want to talk about liqueurs and gins?
Yeah, I tell you what, sometimes I have to look across here and just see what we do have, fun enough. So we have...
Do you want me to show you? I can tell you you've got a spicy one, a honey rum liqueur, don't mind if I do, pink grapefruit, always popular, sugar beet, share the spirit, black sugar, vodka. Yeah, Patrick, if you want me to run you through the list, I'll happily.
I'll do my very best. So we have 5 different liqueurs. So sloe gin, damson port, raspberry vodka, blackcurrant rum, and plum brandy. And very quickly, the idea behind those was they're all local fruits. And then once we'd sourced the local fruits, we then worked out which spirit would best suit those fruits. And my favourite being the blackcurrant rum, because I always used to drink that when I wasn't old enough to drink anything, because it was really sweet and lovely.
Found it.
Well done. Which then leaves us with, at the other end of the scale, we have 3 rums, currently 3 rums. So white rum, spiced rum, and honey rum. Aged rum and dark rums are on the go in the barrels as we speak, but they're yet to be ready. We have a white distale. What's that, I hear you ask? We'll tell you about that another time. But that's a very special one. That's a very special one that was born out of lockdown last year with our friends at a local brewery down the road. And then that then leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 now. Seven gins. There you are. Yes.
It's like your children at a play centre.
Actually, I'd just need to refine that, Kate. I'm really sorry. 7 gins, and then we have 12 own label gins that we do for local hotels and restaurants.
Nice.
We never sell them. They're only available at those establishments.
Nice. Plum brandy sounds delicious. I've just got
amazing
out there that we haven't got a brandy. This is just like me going shopping, but with cards. Smart move. I saw these in the box, so that's lovely. And your gift box looks gorgeous. But as and when the products we do get them on, I'll send Lorna your way, lovely Lorna, who I know is watching. On Sip and Share, they will come in your beautiful boxes. All Lovely.
Nice and easy to wrap for gifts as well this time of year when they're in a box.
See what we'll tag them with the word Christmas as well, and put a gift box idea around it. So anything else we need to know about Black Shuck and what's in the still? What's happening this weekend? Are we distilling anything this weekend before we let everyone go with their weekend?
No. The still's going to get cleaned down tomorrow, and then next week we will be working on another pink grapefruit. We're working on another distillation of the pistachio and cacao because that distillation is already sold out. And then we've got a couple of own client labels. Yes, so we've got so Norfolk Mead is blackberry and elderflower, and what was the other one? Oh gosh, Vision, which is for Walsingham Shrine, which is close to us, Shrine of Our Lady, which is honey and oh gosh, what they got in that one? Honeysuckle, yeah, honeysuckle. Sorry, yes. So that's their own gin. So yeah, it's a busy week next week as well.
I do feel you said, is there anything else we should tell you about Black Shuck? And I think that you've asked the very question. We should tell you about Black Shuck as well.
Oh, the legend.
So,
Yes. This is me being a Black Shuck, which is not appropriate. Yes, tell us. Let's finish on that bit. Tell us about Black Shuck.
Excellent. So for those who don't know, Black Shuck is one of England's oldest legends, dates back hundreds, possibly thousands of years. Black Shuck is this huge, ghostly spirit dog with flaming red eyes that roams our coastal paths and country lanes. It's a legend that we grew up with. My father used to tell me horror stories about this fearsome dog that could be out there this evening, so I should come home early and not be out too late.
I see what
you're
So, and some people are very afraid. Everybody, I think, agrees that Black Shuck is an omen of luck. Some people think it's an omen of good luck and will guard you on your way, and other people think he might be an omen of bad luck. And if you meet him, then you will know ill fate. But if you're worried about that, then there is an antidote: a glass of Black Shuck Gin, and you'll be absolutely fine. Now, there's lots of twists and stories on this legend of Black Shuck. The smugglers used to tell tales of Black Shuck in the hope that the superstitious fishermen would stay at home while they smuggled their illegal cargo ashore. So they started many of the stories that are now more commonplace. There's lots of sightings, old and new. And if you want to know more, then come and visit us at the distillery, sit at our table, and we'll tell you loads.
Oh, and please tell me there's some sort of giant robot black dog that's going to come out from behind us.
That would be good.
I'm just chucking ideas.
One of our very, very, very early, almost first tasting evenings we did,
Yeah.
Sarah was telling this story and I went out the back and I dressed up in a full-size Black Shuck outfit and came running in. I think we had 4 broken glasses and 2 heart attacks.
Yeah, that's not weird at all, is it? I think it's the moment where you had to be there. I think
you did have to be there.
Oh well, thank you for that story, and we will look forward to you to having a chat with you again. Somebody has just commented and said the word tasting party. And I'm going to go with yes. What an evening that will be. Yeah, thanks so much for your time, folks, on this Friday evening. It's so nice. You're our first into Gin Box brand to chat to, and it's great to see that we might lure you into the dark party side that is Sip and Share at some point soon. So
we'd love to.
Yeah.
Right then, cheers.
Coming on. Right.
Cheers,
everyone.
Cheers.
Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Happy bonfire night. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.